Hey everyone, welcome back. We're kicking off another deep dive today.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at
Uh-huh.
a really fascinating city
Okay.
that we all know from the headlines, but maybe don't know quite as well as we think we do.
All right.
Bangalore,
Bangalore. Okay.
sometimes called Bengaluru,
Right.
sometimes called the Silicon Valley of India.
I heard that.
But we've got a source here that's really interesting.
Okay.
And it kind of goes a little bit beyond
All right.
that typical sort of
Yay.
tech hub narrative
Okay. Yeah.
and talks about some of the other things that make this city so
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Sure. Yeah.
So one thing that really stood out to me right away is that it calls Bangalore both the Garden City and the air-conditioned city.
Oh, wow.
Now, how can it be both of those things?
Well, it's interesting how they call it that.
Yeah.
And there's actually a pretty simple explanation for that.
Okay.
It's the climate. Bangalore has this really nice subtropical highland climate because it's up on a plateau.
Uh-huh.
So you don't get those extremes of temperature that you might find in other parts of India.
So Noel's like...
Right. No super scorching summers and no freezing
Nice.
winters. It's kind of mild year round.
Yeah, makes sense.
And that's why they call it the air-conditioned city.
So it's not like it's full of
It's not like
air conditioner.
it's not like sealed up.
Right.
It's really just
naturally climate controlled.
climate controlled. Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, that's going
Yeah.
to be a big draw.
Oh, I think so, especially if you're working in a high-pressure tech environment.
Absolutely. You can get out and actually enjoy the city
Right, exactly.
without melting or freezing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, another thing that this source really emphasizes is the fact that it's not just a modern city. It's got this incredible blend of the traditional and the modern.
That's true.
So, give us some examples of that.
Well, you've got these landmarks like the Bangalore Palace, which is this beautiful example of Victorian and Tudor architecture.
Wow.
So you've got these very ornate details, the grand arches.
Yeah.
It's got this regal elegance.
A castle.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay.
And then just a stone's throw away, you've got the headquarters of Infosys and Flipkart.
Okay.
Which are these sleek modern buildings that really kind of exemplify that digital boom.
Yeah, like the cutting edge.
Of India today.
Right, exactly.
That's really cool. And I mean, I know that a lot of people think of India in terms of, Bollywood and the Taj Mahal and things like that, which are all very much a part of the culture.
Yeah.
But to have this other side.
This sort of high-tech, modern side as well is pretty amazing.
It's a really interesting contrast,
And speaking of an interesting contrast, what about the food?
Oh, the food, yeah.
So this source mentions a really vibrant street food culture.
It's amazing.
Give us some highlights.
So, you've got to try a masala dosa.
Okay.
Which is like a thin, crispy crepe filled with potatoes and spices.
Oh, wow.
It's savory, delicious. And then you've got idli, which is like a steamed rice cake served with chutney.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and of course, you can't forget the filter coffee.
Okay, I'm not a coffee drinker.
It's a local favorite.
Yeah. Okay, so lots of different kinds of flavors.
Unique cuisine.
But what really surprised me was the emphasis on green space in this document.
Okay.
I think of a tech hub, and I think of concrete and glass. And
skyscrapers.
Yeah, skyscrapers and all of that.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not quite
the
whole picture.
No, Bangalore really takes its green spaces seriously.
So what are some of the highlights?
Well, right in the heart of the city, you have Cubbon Park.
Okay.
Which is this huge, sprawling green space.
Okay.
It's an oasis.
Yeah.
And then there's Lalbagh Botanical Garden.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's got this incredible glass house.
Wow.
Modeled after London's Crystal Palace.
Oh.
And it's full of these exotic plants from all over the world.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So it's they've managed to create these pockets of peace and tranquility in the middle of this bustling city.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of bustling,
we
have to talk about the traffic.
Oh.
I mean, this source doesn't shy away from that at all.
Yeah.
Is it really as bad as they say?
It's notorious.
Okay.
I mean, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
It can be pretty challenging. The city's grown so fast, and the infrastructure hasn't quite kept up.
Okay.
but they are working on it.
Okay.
They're expanding the metro lines. They're building flyovers.
Right.
They're even exploring intelligent traffic management systems.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're trying to...
just ignoring the problem.
No, they're trying to find solutions.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, it's not all about tech and traffic jams in Bangalore.
No.
This source positions it as a major knowledge hub.
It really is.
Highlighting institutions like the Indian Institute of Science or ISC and the Indian Institute of Management Bangalore.
Right.
IIMB.
Yeah.
So what makes these places so...
These are top-ranked institutions, not just in India, but globally.
Yeah, they're known for research and innovation.
Okay.
For example, ISC is doing some really cutting-edge work in nanotechnology.
Okay.
So developing new materials with applications in medicine and electronics and all sorts of things.
So they're not just building companies, they're really shaping the future.
Absolutely. Shaping the future.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really exciting place to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess maybe the question isn't whether Bangalore is a model for other cities, but what lessons other cities can learn from Bangalore.
Exactly.
Yeah, with its unique blend of the traditional and the modern, the natural and the man-made.
That's right.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Bangalore.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Maybe we'll come back and take a closer look at some of these institutions. Or maybe even the food scene.
The food scene. Oh, yeah.
In a future episode.
And
But for now, thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.